Hey y'all, welcome to my video. This is Sunflower Tasha and I'm Tasha. So my project number one, we're getting into a little bit of gingerbread theme here again for the Christmas in July vibes. So I picked this little house up from Target, I think. And then I'm using this piece of paper. I got this paper pad. I'm sorry, there's a motorcycle going by. From where did I get that from? Walmart. And then I have a chalk couture like stencil, or they call it a transfer. I'm no longer with chalk couture at all, but I still have a lot of their stuff and a lot of their transfers. So I want to show you something that I kind of sort of played around with not too long ago with these transfers, and I hope it inspires you to try it out if you have these type of transfers. And I've also seen them other places as well, not just from Chalk Couture. And if you're really fancy, you can make these with your Cricut, or your Silhouette maybe. I'm not sure, but I've never made one before. But let's just jump right into this. First thing first, since we're using paper, I want to make sure this thing is fuzzed up pretty well so it doesn't stick to my paper. Now, I'm trying to get this thing on here the best that I can. It does take me a few times. Still didn't like it. It was like, okay. Tried to get the star at the top, which I guess the star really didn't really matter because the color yellow that I used didn't really work so well on the brown. It kind of like disappeared into it. So the first thing I do is use the yellow on all the little stars like so, like this, and in the inside and above baby Jesus. But like I said, this yellow didn't really take to this paper pad here. And then I'm using either walnut stained or vintage photo. I can't remember which one I used. And I just go around the edges there and on the people, Mary and Joseph and Jesus with the walnut stain. And now I'm using black soot. And these are distressed inks. And then I sprayed it with water and then I soak it up like that. And it left me an impression. It's not the best impression, but it does leave a pretty good impression, almost like a watercolor feel. And I absolutely love it. And I'm glad I tried it one day just to see if I liked it. And then the cleanup is just super, super fast here. Like super fast. Okay. So now I'm trying to figure out what kind of star I want, because like I said, the stars just did not take. I don't know if it's because I sprayed too much water or what, but it is what it is. So I just go ahead and use this little wood star from the Dollar Tree. And yeah, now I'm going to take this decorative trim here is what they call it on here. I know there's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now. And I just outlined this whole thing to kind of give that gingerbread feel vibes. Ugh, every time I use this stuff, it gives me gingerbread feels. And then I use this little 3-in-1 tacky glue to tack it down instead of hot glue, because you know I feel like the hot glue just leaks out everywhere. Glued the star down, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my heat gun to rip off the tag from behind here. And when I started doing the black on there, I was hoping the black would kind of maybe cover that up and blend it in. And then I noticed the hanger at the top was crooked. So what I think I'm going to end up doing, since it didn't really cover this well, is take off that little back piece and cover it with felt. But that's it for my first DIY, you guys. All right, let's talk about Christmas in July, the Gingerbread Baking Company DIY collaboration. My friend Jackie has hosted this collaboration, and she asked a few of us to join her. So Melissa Makes It DIY, Hot Mess Crafting, myself, Sunflower Tasha DIYs, and Crafting with Indiana Jones. These are all some amazing crafters, and I will have each of their channels linked down in the description box. And I hope you guys enjoy. So project number 2, we're just going to hop right into this one now. I'm also going to be using another one of my Chalk Couture transfers here. And like I said, we want to get that bad boy fuzzed up pretty well because I am using it on paper. And this is the first time I've used this one. And then I'm just going right in. This time I tried to use the permanent ink to just see if it would take. It did not take, of course. So then I'm going to spritz it with some water and see if I can get it to take. It doesn't really do too well. It doesn't do like the distressed inks do. So I go ahead and kind of wipe that, and then it kind of took a little bit. But I think I actually like using the distressed inks a lot better. Okay, so moving on to the next one. This time I do use the distressed ink. I'm using that the black soot here, like this. Spritz it with a little bit of water, pat it up. Go ahead and give it one more coat because it's nice and moist now. And this turns out pretty good. This one I tried a different way here. This time I tried spraying it first and then using the ink. And this worked actually perfect. So next time I do this again, I'm going to try just to do that. Spray it first and then use the ink because I had really good, like it came out really good just doing it that way. And now I'm just messing around just to see if I can pull off any more ink from this. But this one kind of blended, I think, because I already had a bunch on there. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this part. And now I'm just going to trim out these cute little houses. How adorable. Oh, well, first of all, I'm going to dry it just to make sure they're dry. Yep, just like this. We'll cut them out. Love it. Giving me the gingerbread vibes with the darker ones here. I forgot to edit this part out, I think. I sure did. No, I didn't. Okay. Next, I'm using just some mixed media paper, which I absolutely love doing mixed media. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And now we're just going to go ahead and use some watercolor crayons here. It doesn't matter what you do, how you do it, because in the end, it just all gets blended, splotted up, and you'll see. You'll see what I do. I just added some water. Just go ahead and mix up the colors here like this. I will add, I think, a little bit more water just to get the juices flowing. Yep, here we go. All right, and then for my other one over here, I'm using the burnt umber. It's a little bit like a darker. And then we'll just move it around and let the water kind of flow into each other like this. And then I just pat it up just like this to give it a real light, soft background. I really love this. Okay, so now I'm taking my coffee colored and I'm just using my stamp. If you guys are new to my channel, you'll know that I like to use these two stamps. Love it. And then I just go ahead and wipe those off real quick because that is the permanent ink one. Okay, so I forgot to hit record here. So I'm just going to give you a little close-up here. I use this stencil right here. I just recently got this from Tiamu, and I'm using some modeling paste, and I just literally put that on my background like that. Now I'm going to trim this up a little bit. I have this little flat, like, black canvas. I can't remember if my daughter started something with this because she is a painter. She likes to paint. Or if I started something with this and never finished it. So this was a white canvas that got painted black. And it's like a flat one. Alright, and then I just go ahead and glue that down with my 3-in-1 tack here. Like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue these cute little houses down. And then I'm going to take my puffy paint and do some little detailing around the two brown houses like this. Give it some gingerbread vibe feeling. I kind of like how it's puffy as well. This one didn't do too bad on the puffy part, but I didn't make it super thick. I made it kind of thin. And then I'm like, what am I thinking? That's going to take 10 years to try to dry it like that. So I just stopped, picked it up, put some glue on it, and just hoped for the best here. Even though they're still wet. I did get a little bit on my finger and messed up the corner there, but hey. I ended up getting it and it ends up working out fine. So that's amazing. Now I'm like, how am I going to put this down? But I did it without making a mess, so that's great. Okay, so next with the puffy paint here, I am going to add a little bit more detail to this background. I decided to make this the church here, like this. Yep, love it. All right, now I have this old paper that I dyed with coffee and tea, or I can't remember, it was one or the other, not too long ago on my channel, and I did a whole bunch of pages and I still had a bunch left, so I figured I'd go ahead and use them up. So I just used a tiny bit of gesso so the words didn't take over my saying here. So I'm using a stamp that I got from Hobby Lobby with some permanent ink here, and then dried it a little bit, and then I'm just going to tear it off like this. And then I do add 4 poppy dots to it. Those little pop dots I got from the Dollar Tree, you guys, believe it or not. Like this. And that's it for that one. Love it. It's super cute, you guys. This one is, I think, my favorite one today. And it said, "May the light of God's love guide your path." Okay, so I want to take this moment to say thank you to the host for having us today on this playlist. I really, really appreciate her. She's so amazing. And you'll have to check out everybody in my description box. Okay, so let's just move right on to project number 3. I don't end up using that wood thing. But yeah, and then I forgot that I needed to spray it with water first. But this first one kind of came out blah. The second one, I just sprayed with water and started using my fingers. Now look at that. You see how there's dark at the bottom? Oh, that just gives me watercolor vibes. I love it. And then I'm just trying to get off what I can off of what I already got here. Just messing around here. Like so. Trying to just keep reusing it over and over and over again. No really rhyme or reason. Just trying. Even though that one came out kind of weird, I still end up using it. Yepers. And then I think I do one more. I do. I'm just like, I'm keep going with this. I love it. I'm having so much fun with this. This is so much better than the paste. And it cleans up so fast and so easy. Love it. You guys will have to try this and let me know what you think. I squirted it once with water and just wiped it right on up. That was it. I did dry it off just a bit there. Okay, and then I decided to do a couple peppermints here. Like this, and I should have sprayed it first, but that's okay. I like I said, I forgot what I was doing here. This is my first time, well, my second time, because I tried it once before I cleaned my craft room, and I've been itching to show you guys this. And what better way to use this? And you guys, that little gingerbread transfer, I literally have used probably like 5 or 6 times now, so it's still going pretty strong. This might be the last time I'd be able to use it, though. I'm not sure. So this other time bled pretty bad. I accidentally did a little bit too much water on that one, so I figured that was going to happen. But I wanted to try it out and see. And then I just cut them all out. Now I'm taking my Distressed Oxide ink in Walnut Stain, I think it's called. And I literally stained this little tray. Like I said, I ended up not using that other wood tray and used this one instead. And now I'm taking my black permanent ink and going around the edges of this cute little tray. This little tray looks so high end doing this right here, like super high end instead of doing it with paint. Love it. And I mean, I go around all the edges, front, back, side to side, bottom. Even do a little bit in the bottom just to kind of rough it up like that. Okay, so I know my cookies kind of got lost in there, and it's okay. You'll see, it actually turns out so cute in the end. And now I'm using some more of those Dollar Tree Pop Dots. I used like 5 each on each of them, like this. And now I'm going to take my puffy paint and we are going to bring these little guys to life, you know, because they did bleed a little bit into the white where it's supposed to be white. And we're just going to spruce them up. I do 2 boys and then 2 girls. And I will tell you that using this puffy paint does, that ink did soak into the puffy paint. So I did do a second coat. And then after I do the second coat, you could still kind of sort of see it. So you guys will see here shortly something that's my least favorite thing ever that I ended up using in this video. Because, you know, just because I like something doesn't mean somebody else won't. And I do want to try to get rid of everything that I make. So I always have to keep in the back of my mind that this isn't always about me and what I like and what I want. So I need to start embracing that in my DIYs. And I have been doing super great of staying away from the buffalo ribbon. Even though I really wanted to put the black and white, like a bow on the front of this tray, I did not. I didn't, you guys. Let me know if maybe I should. Okay, so I added all 4 of them on there, and then I had them each holding like a candy, like together, like the husband and wife or whatever you want to call it. And now I'm using my little like printer label thing, and I put Cookies for Jesus on there. And we'll just trim that out like so. I'm using that same paper I used on my last project. And go ahead and use the pop dots again. I do use a little bit of that 3-in-1 tack here just so it stays pretty well. And then I decided to go around the edges in this in black to kind of make it pop. I kind of do wish I went around the edges of the little gingerbread men first, but that's okay. All right, here's my least favorite thing. I hate glitter so much with a passion, but here we are. We're using glitter in this DIY, you guys. So that is amazing. And plus, you know, cookies are kind of shimmery anyways, so I kind of feel like it gives it that cookie vibes anyways. All right, let me know which one was your favorite today, you guys. DIY 1, 2, or 3. And this is my final reveal of all 3 of them. I didn't put them together. I just did it on my desk here. I had to work all day today, so I was pretty tired. And I spent the last 4 hours making these projects, plus doing the editing and voiceover. And yeah, so here we are. All right. Number 2, may the light of God's love guide your path. I thought this was super, super cute. Love it. Little gingerbread houses. Chalk couture stuff, huh? Not bad. I'm just loving how they look watercolored. Look at those guys. Aren't they cute? Ugh, I love it. Love it. All right, guys. Don't forget to watch everybody's video in my description box. And thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And you can find me on Instagram as well at Sunflower Tasha DIYs.